Stu was the the boss of like all the Scream killers. This is like an original concept for Scream 3. I think it would have been a great movie where you have all the killers running around killing people, and it's like revealed that it's the real motive is they work for Stu, who's in prison, kind of running this whole like little cult of killers. And I thought that was a pretty cool concept, and I wish it wasn't leaked, because then they could have done it with this movie.
Yeah, it is Wes Craven's last movie. So that one was very unreal, because he passed away probably after production, and that got released. And switching over to Radio Silence, who are big Wes Craven fans in the Scream franchise, and taking the helm with Scream 5. And we're seeing like the shift away from the original four. So with Dewey, with Gail, and Sydney, those original three. Well, Randy is an honorary one, but he got killed off. So let's just do the three. And seeing where Samantha and all of the cast that's been taking over, what makes such a change and shift affected you watching the entire Scream franchise leading to that point?
So I always kind of struggle to like really get into reboots, especially for movies that are near and dear to my heart, like the Scream ones. So like when I found out they're going to do another one, I was still intrigued, but then you got the whole new lineup of like the new generation of characters, you know, like I really struggled to kind of get behind that, but I still appreciated the concept of the Scream movie. So I knew regardless of if I was attached to these characters, I would hope to at least be surprised by the ending. But they did a cool thing where they still incorporated all the story from the other ones into the new one with that, like in like a different, unique way, by making like the lead girl related to one of the original killers, Billy. And so you kind of had all that plot to fill in with like Sydney's mom, which I don't think they really got to fully take advantage of.
They didn't dig deep. Yeah, it was just Billy. It's just Billy Lou. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, and even Sam's mom, who you never got to see, but there was like a whole lot of like story to be told there, which never got to be told. But like the idea of that being a concept, where I thought at some point was interesting, you know, and then they kind of like not recast, but like kind of brought the characters back in a way, like where they had Randy kind of revived of sort, or like his character, his role was kind of revived through, I think it was his niece, was it? Those the twins. I think it was his niece and her brother. And she was like the Randy though, where she was kind of pointing out all like like she was watching the movie with Halloween. She watched the Halloween, or no, she was watching Stab 1 or something like that. And like Ghostface,
I think she
was
saw like the
her.
entirety of Stab, so she's aware of where the rules are, which is based off of Randy. So she's basically like if she was Randy during the time of Stab, she would be that Randy character coming into the requel era of what Scream is.
Exactly. So yeah, I like that idea. And then they also actually had Stu's, like, I think it was like Stu's nephew or something like that, in the movie too. He was like the biker guy. He had like the mustache and the mullet, tattoos. And he was like obviously like the most obvious, like, yeah, he's got to be the killer, which and then he got killed, which like I appreciate that they did that, because there's no way you could make him the killer. Like the most obvious looking dude. That if they ever do that, like that's the day I stop watching Scream. But make it so obvious and make it like right. Like, but yeah, I enjoyed watching that one. The reveal at the end with Richie, it being the boyfriend again, that subtly caught me off guard.
Yeah.
And then it was also the other girl, I forget her name. She was a great actress, and she was kind of going for like the Stu role, where she was kind of psycho crazy. Like, so no, yeah, I appreciated like the reveal. His motive was like all the Stab movies suck and they needed better material to go off of, so he wanted to like
love that.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like, it was just kind of like, why don't you just make your own movie? Or I think he was doing that, right? Wasn't he making his own movie? I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought he was trying to make it an incident to kind of make the movies inspired off of.
It's like
But
he is the copycat killer, but when everyone was killed off, like they were like, no, I will play the victim. That's been like the recurring theme with a lot of the Scream movies is I want to have all the accolades that Sydney has, or Samantha, or Tara, that
yeah,
all of that lineage is gone. I will be the popular one, and I'm like,
yeah, it's all about like
okay,
crazy people obsessed with attention at the end of the day, right? Um, but yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I would say that movie in particular more than I enjoyed like the reveal and like, or I guess not the reveal, but like the reasoning. I thought it was kind of weird that he was dating Amber, the other
yeah,
girl. I thought that was really creepy. She like bought the house because she was a huge fan of it. They met online. I appreciate how they did the beginning though, how it made it seem like he was gonna kill Amber on the video, sending it to Tara, but it's only
yeah,
because him and Amber were already like together. So
they were in
that
on
was
it
yeah, so that like made sense to me. But uh, I don't
to
know.
grade it.
To put it on the list, well, we could put it. We'll put it in A, but yeah, I wouldn't put it like ahead of Scream 4, but I'd
Okay,
put
so it'll
it like
be right there. Okay,
I would put it like I'd put Scream 4 was a little better than that one, but
okay, got it.
um,
There we go.
yeah, um, no, it was enjoyable. Like I will like it's one of those for me rewatchable films because it's kind of a brand new chapter, same concept, but uh, brand new people, a whole new introductions, you know. Uh, I time to time, you know, we'll rewatch that one, and it's got some pretty decent kills as well. And then what was the opening kill with that one?
That was
Oh, that was
ooh.
Tara. They didn't even kill her.
Yeah, they didn't even kill. Yeah, they didn't even kill
Yeah,
her. It just
which
showed up. I'm like,
kind of think she should have died, but not Tara in particular. But like, I think what makes an opening kill cool is like how they die. Like they just kind of parlayed that into the rest of the movie, the opening kill. But I
yeah.
appreciate like a good set the pace foundation opening kill. But
Oh,
you know, I think the next one does a very good job of doing that.
because it's interesting with 6. They changed everything. They changed the setting, which is really surprising. Even the opening kill got me because it was Samara Weaving. She just got off Ready or Not a couple years
Mm.
back. And, we're seeing, I was like, all right, cool. The opening kill was there. They revealed it too quickly. At that time, I was like, why would you show that up now? And it's like, there's no title card. It was just the mask splatter, and it was one of her students in the film class. I'm like, what the heck is going on? But later on, as it started to progress to the cop and and his kids, I was like, okay, I can see why. It goes back to Scream 2, where you killed my son. Now you're gonna have revenge in this nice little museum that this whole franchise has been riding up on.
I think like as far as like the opening kill, I'll say that one I appreciated because that one also threw me for a loop. Like because they did something very different. This whole movie they did something very different. Where in this scene in particular, you think it's gonna cut, go to the title card right when Samara Weaving dies, you know, and they just keep it going, and this dude reveals himself, and I thought this was gonna be the first Scream movie where we were gonna know the killer the whole time,
Yeah,
which in the moment I thought was like interesting because it's like kind of like wanting to tell the characters like no, don't trust him, but I think that takes the element away from like trying to figure it out, which is like a very fun part of watching the movies. But I was like, oh, they're just gonna show him, and then like put his
yeah,
freaking they put his costume he put his costume away in his backpack like he was Spider-Man, and then just goes and lives normal life. And then oh, it's funny because he's actually in the Spider-Man movies.
yeah. That's Flash Thompson. Yeah,
Yeah, and then he goes back to his apartment, and then he thinks his friend is messing with him doing the voice changer thing, and then his friend's also dead. Open the refrigerator, sees friend's head in there, and like talking about Richie, like how they trying to finish his project, which I have no
yeah.
idea where they're going with that. But no, I think that was honestly like That's probably my second favorite opening kill. Like the
Okay.
first one's always Drew Barrymore for sure because of the
Oh yeah,
shot.
no
Like,
one's gonna top that.
and but this one for sure like was very like they tried something else and it worked. Unlike Scream 4, where they tried something else and it was just like continuity error out the freaking
Yeah.
wazoo. But no, with Scream 6 too, when I like how they changed the setting as well, making it a little bit more like kind of given the the location a bit of character, you know? It's not just like, oh, we're in where do they film it?
New York. It was filmed in Montreal, but the setting is in New York.
Right. Where do they film the other ones though? I forget. I
It's
always want to say
all in Woodsboro. So like the setting
Woodsboro.
for
Yeah.
up until five, it's all within the
And
Woodsboro area, and then
it,
6 is in New York City.
it was very like all the other ones were very like suburban esque wherever they were. This one was very like I appreciated it because it was very like the city is just so big and you can hide in plain sight,
Yep.
you know, and still not see it coming, which happens to a lot of the characters. I remember thinking in this one because they really hyped it up. This is one I was like anticipating probably the most because I was really like, okay, because after I took the break from five, I had to kind of watch five and kind of get right back into it. And then I heard about six. I'm like, okay, now I know these characters. I'm actually
Yeah.
kind of like intrigued about this one. They were like kind of talking about Ghostface being like super like deadly and the best, like not the best, but like the most difficult Ghostface to go up against. They advertised it like that. It was good advertising, but it didn't really follow through with like any continuity. Like it was just like, and it ended up being like the three of them, which was cool.
It
It
reminds me
was
of Kane
Richie's.
Hodder. It reminded me of Kane Hodder with like Friday, like Friday, the final chapter, where it's like
Mm,
he's very close, very in tune. And Michael Myers too. Like, I mean, that's kind of the nod of what Ghostface is really. But like the 5 Scream movies, he's almost like what if the Three Stooges started to commit murder,
mm,
and 6 was like, oh, there's a little bit of Michael, there's a little bit of Jason Voorhees, there's a little bit of the wit that Freddy Krueger has. So it's like combining those 3 elements. But like the first 5, it's violent, but like it's like watching a Three Stooges sketch sometimes with
yeah.
when Ghostface does his crime. So it's kind of like, okay. 6, it's like, okay, it's like the stuff that I grew up watching, like Halloween, Friday the
Mm.
13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, where he's very precise, he's very surgical, but he can crack a joke if he wants to.
I also like really enjoyed maybe not the reasoning, but the reveal was pretty cool to me because I didn't think the cop was gonna do it, and they also did that subtle double take where you thought it was gonna be was there Kirby? You thought it was
Yeah,
gonna be her, where the cop made you think like she's not even a real cop. She's like faking it, whatever. She's been in an insane asylum. And it's like, oh, maybe she did go crazy. You know, maybe she's the one doing all the kills. And yeah, I thought that for a second. I was like, yeah, where is she at? But then like, didn't I think you saw her get stabbed? And it was like, oh, you saw her get stabbed, or like, okay. But I don't know. There was like a mini double cross there. And
yeah.
then which was like pretty good because if they did it that any earlier, you would have probably come to your senses and realized it's probably not her. If they did it like they gave it just enough time for you to really think it could be her, just to pull the rug out from underneath you and make it the cop.
Yeah.
So I thought like the reasoning behind it was kind of it was very much like just Scream 2, where like we'll just have the family members be upset, which
Yeah.
you know, that one is like, okay, I get that, you know. I know, like, but it's just like, would you really have to like kill everybody because of it though? Like there's you're killing so many people. Like that's just like when you really think about like getting revenge, you know, like you don't have to kill everybody to get revenge for your
Yeah.
dead. You know what I mean? Like, were they were
That's
trying to
Scream.
finish the
To be fair, that's Scream 4. That's what it is. To be fair, that's pretty much
what
Scream
scream
4.
to get
That was
revenge?
yeah. To get, I mean, just like no, just the amount, because it's like it goes back to the Splatterhouse themes of Scream 4. Like that's already been taken over and done with, and now we're seeing a Scream 2 angle, but with like some elements of what 4 was about.
I don't know. It's just like that kind of fell flat for me.
Mm-hmm.
And they were trying to like finish Richie's movie and the dad. This is where it kind of got like looking back at the movie after I've already seen it, looking at the dad's. I don't want to go as far as say like acting, but like he just really flipped up, like from just super serious detective, not showing any sign of weakness, to like then he like I'm doing this for my kid, and he's getting all emotional, and it's like
Yeah.
it was really like night and day, like it was like he's playing a completely different character or something. There was no like I can't recall if there was any elements in the movie of him kind of being sad at any moment. I know
So
there was,
stone cold. He's very
yeah.
stone faced. You don't even
So
know until the reveal.
there was really no like. I really wish they kind of toyed with that idea of kind of like sprinkling something in to make it a bit of a mystery as to like why he's so obsessed with the case or whatever. Like I know they mentioned with I forget the girl's name, but like how her brother died, and that's all they said. So that was a little bit of like a whoa, what was that? Like
yeah.
her.
It's like, what?
Why'd you say that? Like why does that matter? So I remember hearing that. I kind of went into detective mode, and I was like, why would they have to mention her brother dying? Like I guess it makes sense. Like maybe it's just she's going through a hard time, but like
Yeah.
this is a little oddly specific. Like hearing that, I was like, that might come back up. But I wish they did more things similar to that for like each one of the family members, where like maybe not saying like the brother died, but like, oh, whatever is going on with the dad, why he's obsessed with the case, or maybe with the other brother. I think that could have been pretty neat. Really would have like, if they did it like subtly enough, make you kind of guess. But I don't know. I the reveal was more fascinating to me than like the reasons for sure. For that,
Yeah.
so for that, I think I would probably put that.
This is
I'll
hard
probably
because
put
this is the latest one.
Yeah, we'll put that in. I think we'll put that in. What do I have in there? I think that one's
So
A worthy.
that's hard because that's going to be interesting.
I think it's worthy of being A, but it's the question is if it's better than the fifth one. Putting myself.
This will make or break
like,
because we're going to talk about 7.
Yeah, so it's like this one's cool because it's different, and the Scream 5 was kind of like the start of rebooting it or whatnot. So we'll probably put it like, man, I don't know. 'Cause that one's like a toss up really for me. I know it's definitely not as good as Scream 4 in my opinion. I like Scream 4 just because
5
it's
was
like
kind of a platform, honestly. Like 5 was the
I was gonna
platform.
say, yeah, I was gonna say like there is no Scream. You could be cliche and say like, there is no Scream 6 without Scream 5, but I was trying to think not that. So but it kind of just comes down to that exact idea. So I might have to put it behind Scream 5. So
Okay.
making Scream 5 a little bit better.
There we go.
Yeah.
Because, like, I just realized, too, Dewey died in 5. I forgot about that when we were talking about 5.
Yeah.
That one was more memorable than Randy because Dewey went 4.5 at this point. 4 full movies, and then he gets killed off a little unceremoniously. It's just kind of.
And then I heard a rumor they're bringing him back, which I kind of hope not for anything else other than just like a flashback.
Or
That's fine.
or a plaque, or a tribute, something, and not just being part of the story.
Yeah, he died, but part of me thinks they just killed him off for like another one of those like shock value things where it's like, okay, we can't like. It gave you a sense of realism to the movies in the sense that was like, okay, not all these characters have plot armor, right? Like I think if they kept everybody alive all the time that were the main people, it was like, dude, okay, like at what point, But no, I think killing him off was like the right thing to do. I can't say I didn't expect it coming because I don't know. I was like, okay, this is obviously like you can't go through the whole movie and like you can't kill off many of the new characters because they don't have a lot of emotional impact yet. But you have to have like one that sticks out every movie, right? So
Yeah.
I think that had been him.
So I think the release there hasn't been. Let me. When is did they say Scream 7? So the release date for now is wow 2026. Jesus Christ! I thought it was this year. So Scream 6 will have a 2026 release date. So there's a year, which is funny. We're recording
Scream
this
7.
the year before the release. But especially, have you seen any of the news coverage so far? And what are your what's the bar for Scream 7 after seeing all of our tier list for all 6 Scream movies?
I'm gonna watch it for sure, but to me, it seems like it's a bit fan servicey, cash grab esque. Like
Oh, okay.
leading up to this one, I'm still gonna watch it, but leading up to this one, there was always the element of like, oh, maybe Stu's alive, maybe he's dead. There was always that like open concept. They even teased it in the sixth one.
Yeah.
Uh, but now they kind of did this like thing that who else? I guess WWE used to do this a lot, where they like announce somebody coming back just for the sake of like, all right, we need fans to really watch this. And I was like, dude, if you just like made it a
Yeah.
surprise, like that would have been cool too for your true fans, you know. But they really needed to because of the controversy with the with Sam and Tara with I forget what's their real names. Girl that plays Wednesday. What's her name?
Jenna Ortega?
Jenna Ortega,
Yeah.
and then I forget the Sam's real life Patrick's name too. But
Yeah.
um, they had that whole situation happen, and it just was a bad look on. I forget who did what, but it was just a bad look on them, and there was probably a lot of fans that kind of turned the cold shoulder. Even me a little bit. I was just kind of like, well, I understand both sides, and I just wish that didn't happen because I actually enjoyed those characters kind of like starting or kind of taking over the franchise, and then now they're just kind of like they didn't even get 3 whole movies out of it, and it was just like, okay, so now we just got these 2 random movies that are kind of like
Yeah.
that don't make a lot of sense anymore. But the third one, I think could still be interesting. I think they could still save it by
Hmm.
making it a bit more story heavy with something else from the past. Like my theory is they'll probably touch on Sydney's mother, and I think what this would be I don't know, I can't take credit for this. I wish I could, but I saw this somewhere where they said the opening kill of Scream 7 should be Billy, like a young AI Billy and Stu killing Sydney's mom, but you
Oh,
don't
because
know
that
it's
they said that
good.
on 3. As much as I hate Roman, he was basically convincing Billy and Stu to do that with the murder that
Mm,
year with Sydney's mom too. So like
right.
that's not a bad. I'd love to see that too. But the question that I have, and we'll close up after this, is like what genre are they going to tackle? That was the only thing because Scream has been such a parody of a lot of what the horror movies are. Slashers are done, Splatterhouse is done, requels, remakes, reboots. Like, what's next? Are they going to bring up elevated horror like the Us's and Get Outs of the world? So that's the only thing that I was actually kind of cautious because that entire franchise covered horror movies as a whole. So, like, what's next? Like Jason
I
X?
think I think they'll probably go like with this one in particular. They'll go really nostalgia heavy, like just kind of bring back a lot of the older characters. I don't
Yeah.
really know what the story would be. Obviously, Stu's still alive. They could toy around something there. I honestly have no idea, but I know it will be like fan servicey. I don't know how they're gonna do like they can't make Stu the killer. I think one of the early
Yeah.
concepts what they did for Scream 3 was like Stu was the like the boss of like all the Scream killers. This is like an original concept for Scream 3. I think it would have been a great movie where you have all the killers running around killing people, and it's like revealed that it's the real motive is they work for Stu, who's in prison, kind of running this whole like little
Oh my
cult of
god.
killers. And I thought that was a pretty cool concept, and I wish it wasn't leaked because then they could have done it with this movie, you know, and you could still
Uh,
make him the killer. You could still announce he's in the movie, but you're like waiting for him. And it's like, oh yeah, because he's been running this like estate of scream killers, like trying to go
Yeah.
around killing people, and he's kind of like that final boss of sorts.
Oh my
I thought that
gosh,
was
that would
kind of
be
neat, but
amazing.
that'd be cool, right? But it's like obviously they can't do it because the plot got leaked, but and it would have been a way better Scream 3. But yeah, I think I don't know where they're gonna go with it though. Like I said, regardless, I'll show up for it because I'm just a huge Scream fan and I'm hyped for
Yeah.
Stu. But it was kind of like when I found out they're bringing him back, it was to me like, man, I was really hoping to be like surprised. Like, I wish they did one of those like Spider-Man No Way Home things with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield,
So it's
where
just one spider, one Screamiverse. Oh my god, we're hitting MCU levels of
well, I mean like,
continuity.
like kind of kept it a secret, but like kind of leaked it where
Oh,
you don't
okay,
know.
okay,
That's
gotcha.
what I mean. Is like if they did something like that, it would make it a bit more like it gives you a reason to kind of go to the movie because you're not sure if he's in it. Like I wish they did heavy like yeah, like accidentally leak something or purposely leak something that was like a little too like, hey, that looks a little too real. Is that from the
Right,
movie? Oh no, Stu's like, no, or Matthew Lillard. Yeah, I'm not in the movie. No. I wish I could be,
red
da da da
hair.
da da. Yeah, and totally make him like point blank in the movie. Like and I probably people would have a hard time trusting him because Andrew Garfield lied to. But like I think that would have been a pretty neat little concept for sure, as opposed to just announcing him. Because now I feel like I'm watching like an episode of WWE or something where they're like, yeah, next Monday, CM Punk returns to Raw. And, like, not that they
What?
did that, but yeah, but it's just like, what? Like, it takes away, like, that's a moment, when you reveal it, that's a moment. But now when you're anticipating it, it's just a low hanging fruit to me. I don't know.
The
I'm
mystique
still going to
goes
watch it.
away.
Yeah. And I like that idea of like, oh, could he be in it? And you could put him in, if they did do that Andrew Garfield, Tom Maguire thing where they kind of kept it a secret but leaked it on purpose, you could still kind of make it another double turn where like
Yeah,
maybe he's not the killer. Like you're going anticipating like maybe he's in this movie, maybe he's not. If he is, oh, obviously he's the killer. Maybe he's not, maybe he dies. Like, and
yeah,
it's like, whoa, and dude, they need to hire me because they could do the same thing with the Barbarian where they could still do it. Dude, who makes these
yeah.
movies? They need to like consider what I'm saying right now. Uh, you could announce Stu. You can announce Stu for the movie all you want, right? You can say he's still alive, but kill him. Don't make him the killer. Kill him because people are gonna go in anticipating he's like make you think he's the killer for sure, or but not so like obvious, not like super like oh he's like hanging around, but like oh yeah it's got to be him killing people, and like no at the end
Yeah,
of the movie just when it's revealed, when it's time to reveal them, kill him because then it's like
yeah,
wait, what? This super like famous freaking like actor coming back to the franchise you think is going to be this pivotal role. The same thing they did with Drew Barrymore. Drew
yeah.
Barrymore. Where it's like, oh yeah, they're
I know where you're
going to
going.
be
Okay.
they're going to be in the movie, right? Announce they're going to be in the movie, and then just kill them.
My
Like,
God,
hey man, if this ends up happening, you know where they got the idea.
this was
Yeah, I'll
fun.
take.
This was fun. I had a good time talking because like we had this initially, and man, this was way better. And I'll probably put that on the edit, like what happened with the last recording. But honestly, like Scream has been such a very pivotal franchise for the horror genre because it gave a lot of unfamiliar moviegoers what a horror movie should be according to like what Wes Craven or what Radio Silence is doing on how to make the rules of a horror movie. It makes it accessible so that when they finish, let's say Scream 7, they're like, oh, okay, this is Halloween. All right, I'll go watch the entire 8 or 9 movies of what the Halloween fan, and they would take that element from Scream and they would understand it when they do watch like the older horror movies, like the Friday the 13th, the Halloweens, the Nightmare on Elm Street. It gives them that accessibility to try out different things. Even Human Centipede. I mean that
Mm.
they would add that entryway into the horror genre too. So we'll end the video. So I always do on the podcast. I have nothing left to give. You have the floor, and where can we find you?
You can find me on social media at Real Vin Parker. You can find me at the Rhodes Wrestling Association on the YouTube channel, or if you're local to Austin, Texas, come on by to the Rhodes Wrestling Association shows. We run once a month. You'll see the Rhodes Cup. You'll see me there. Hopefully, I would have won it, but we'll see. But yeah, other than that, you can just find me on YouTube as well under Real Vin Parker, or I guess just Vin Parker. You'll find all my content there. And I just made a Patreon, so if you care to follow me, kind of want to follow my journey, get some more exclusive content from me, behind the scenes, what I do day to day as a pro wrestler, you kind of see a little bit more about me and kind of have a more intimate relationship with me there. So check out my Patreon as well. But other than that, I think that's it. All I got going on.